Hello and welcome everyone. I am your Saturday night and this is your Saturday night. We do have captions on should you need them, should you want them. They are there, they are available. You may be joining me on a number of different places. Anywhere from YouTube to Twitch to LinkedIn to Twitter. That's the one. I couldn't think of it. It just went right out of my head. And we are here to do some painting. And, that's just one of many wonderful parts about this time of year. Painting. When it hits the summer, there's a lot of different opportunities to get painting. I'm going to be sharing something in the chat right now, depending on where you're joining me. But I'm just going to stick that up there in the chat. So I want you all to know that this month is my birthday. So in, 16 days from now. So on July 17th, it will be my birthday. And what am I doing to celebrate my birthday? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. What I am doing to celebrate my birthday is I am sending a code, where I'm putting up a code on my website. And that code is B-Day. All one word, B-Day. And if you use the code B-Day on my website, between now and the end of July, what is it? It would be 11:59 p.m. at night on July 31st. If you use the code between now and the end of July, you will get 17% off any purchase over $100. And that's my way of saying not only thank you for everyone who comes and supports me, but also, celebrating a little bit of my birthday with you. So yeah, that's what I'm doing as far as my birthday goes. Throwing a little bit out there, just a little tiny thing to get you in so that you can celebrate too. So I have my canvas. I've already done a little bit of a sketch up here. But I do want to talk to you for a moment. So first off, I am so hot right now. Hopefully you can hear me well. Hopefully everything's good. I've been doing some rearranging of my own, but I felt that mood, a certain kind of feeling that resonates with this time of year. And that's trying to do something summery, but also something a little bit different. I'm also so hot, so I wanted to do something kind of sleepy. Maybe not sleepy so much as kind of peaceful. I want that peacefulness. So we have this nice big canvas. I don't have many of them, but I grabbed one and we're going to use it. And I had this image in my mind. And that image was like in a field, early summer, a dreamer lying in the grass. A dreamer lying in the grass. And that's what we have here. We have a dreamer. That's what we're going to be painting. A dreamer lying in the grass. And so that's what I'm going to try. What I'm going to try to do here is create this dreamer. Create this dreamer in the grass. So big canvas, which gives a lot of opportunities. You might hear some fans going on in the background. I turned off everything big, but there's still some fans. So let's kind of jump into this. I got my palette right here, which fortunately I finally learned how I'm supposed to hold it. So quick shout out to the Silver Fox herself for helping me with that little tiny thing. It's actually not little or tiny. It's something I'm very appreciative of. But on we go. So I had a couple ideas how I want to start this. So I've already given a little bit of a sketch for myself, something to follow along with. But I'm going to add in some color here. Some pop, if you will. And I do believe I will. So I'm actually going to start with just a really basic yellow. And this one is the Crafter's Closet yellow. So I'm going to get some of this. Hey, Kenny. Great to see you here. Great to see you here. So I'm going to... Oh. I'm going to get some of this Crafter's Closet yellow. And we're going to start. I'm going to jump right in. So I need some of this Crafter's Closet yellow, but I'm also going to use some white. I really want to try to get... Ooh! I really want to get some of that summer vibe going. So I'm going to be using my large brush. This one I use for a lot of my abstract paintings. And I'm going to get this. Now I already have my paints here. I just want to get it kind of mixed up a little bit. You know, some people use a palette knife for this. I just use the brush I'm going to use. I don't think there's any reason I need to use anything else. But I really just want to start to get some of this. And I've just added some titanium white to this yellow. So I want to take some of the severity out of it. And I just want to begin laying in this nice summer color. Everyone has their own ideas about what summer colors are. Everyone. But I am not concerned about what everyone else wants for their summer color. I know what I want for my dreamer in this grassy field. You know, I have the image in my mind. And we're going to go with it. We are going to go with this image that is in my mind. And I'm using a lot of kind of messy, like haphazard strokes, but again, that's part of our journey, part of our fun. I hope that my sound is good today. I hope that everyone is having an absolutely wonderful weekend. It is the 1st of July. Woo! And again, because it's the 1st of July, there is a sale on my website. To go back to the reasoning, there's a sale on my website because in 16 days it's my birthday, so if you use the code BDAY, B-D-A-Y, BDAY, on my website, you will get 17% off any order over $100. And that is my way of extending some of the fun to all of you. Lemonade. I like that one, Kenny. Lemonade. Lemonade is a great It's just good. It's good. We're just going to say lemonade, that's good. Get that lemonade. Get that lemonade. I need just a little bit more paint here. Now I'm only using this yellow in certain spots because there's only certain areas that I want to have that kind of underbrush yellow appearance. Because our dreamer is going to be lying in the grass. And I'm using kind of this yellow as an establishing of that. I am sweating so much. So, just a random note. So, the way my hair reacts to heat and humidity, like you can see this one right here, actually, let me just get that in front of the camera. Like, it just coils and curls up so tight. Like, my hair's like, oh, humidity, heat? I guess it's time to be curly. I was like, alright, if that's what you want, hair, I'm not going to stop you because I can't. I've tried before and you just say no. Now that some of that's been up there for a while, I'm going to just use some quick brush strokes. I don't want it to really settle necessarily. So yeah. Alright. We already have a bunch going on here. And since I have the base sketch down already for my dreamer, we really have the ability to have a lot of fun here. I hope that the signal's good. I'm just double checking really quick. It looks like I have good resolution. It looks like it. So we're going to go with it. But on we go so much. Oh, there's going to be a bunch of things to do. So I'm going to break away from certain things that I normally do. So one of the things I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be, well, okay, I won't say break away, but there's a certain look I want to this. So I'm going to be using just a tiny bit of metallic gold paint, which I just got all over my hand, because I'm silly. I'm so silly. I got this metallic gold paint all over my hand. Oh my goodness. So silly. But I want this metallic gold paint because what I want to do is I'm going to put some in, not necessarily as highlights, but I'm going to do some of the rim because I want to actually just already have that gold in here. This is not like a final color in any way, shape, or form. This is just me getting some gold in what would be my underlayers. So there are some spots that I want to begin laying gold in, and that's what I'm doing. Just a little bit of gold as the tip of my brush falls off. You know what we're going to do? We're going to still use it. We're going to still use it because a falling off tip does not stop me. And why should it? You know? I lose the tip on my brush, I just keep going. Now this isn't something that's going to go everywhere, but it is something which is going to help me really establish the early mood of this piece. And to me, that's actually one of the most important things, establishing an early mood, really getting in and deciding like what is what, how I want it to be perceived. So there we go. A little bit of gold. This brush is garbage. I'm throwing this out. It's broken. I broke the brush. I broke the brush during the stream. What am I supposed to do with that? Carry on. That's what I'm supposed to do. So we're already getting our dreaming. Happy. Oh, the words just, they were in my mind and they fly out sometimes. But this is our dreamer. This is our summer and our joy. I'm going to get a little bit of amber brown here. So this amber brown I'm actually going to begin laying in here on the edge of where the hair is going to be. I don't want it everywhere, I just want a little bit of it. Because this is going to be a piece where I kind of take advantage of a lot of what I'm doing, what I'm making. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little bit of that amber brown and I'm actually going to put it in this recess where the belly button is going to be. And then right here, just kind of establishing some of my shadows really quick, or at least where some shadows are going to be. Not deep shadows, mind you, just what will be some shadows. Take this as a moment to remind you all how much I appreciate all of you, how much I appreciate your support, how much I appreciate all of you who come, who join my streams, who support my work, and who continue to show up, continue to be supportive and awesome. I appreciate you. There's some parts of this which are going to end up really dark as we go along. But, as always, I ask you to trust me and to trust the process. We'll probably end up going through several various kind of decision-making points as I go through. I need to not let my hand shake so much, that's one thing. Oh, I'm dripping. I'm dripping. That's okay. Like I said, it's hot. It's hot. I'm gonna drip. Hot. I'm going to drip. And there's very little I can do about that right now. So a lot of this is going to go through our ugly stages. You know, we have our ugly stages with art. Plus, this is a really big piece, and because it's a really big piece, it's going to take some time. But we already have a really nice natural positioning. This is going to be someone laying in grass, so we're going to actually have some grass coming up here and some grass behind. And before I get too much into the details of the person, I'm actually going to stop working on them, and then I'm going to jump in and I'm going to add various greens back here, because I want to have all of that look really nice, and then I'll come back through and I'll fix more of the person. So, you know, we have stages to go through. Stages. Bunch of stages. But I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, because I'm actually already having a lot of fun. So much fun. So what I'm going to need really quick is I'm going to get some Monstral Green. Got my Monstral Green. There's a couple other greens I want. So I'm going to get my Vintage Green. So I got Monstral, I got Vintage. Oh, where was the other one I wanted? There we go. I'm going to get a Viridian. And that's just a little bit darker than the other green I have here. Just a little bit, just a touch. And then I actually have, no, I don't want that. Where's my teal? I want my teal. Where did my teal go? My teal has run away. That's okay. We're going to make it all work. I do want to find that really quick, though, because we're already doing so well. We already have a lot going on. So let me just find my teal wherever it's gone to. That's the Viridian. Oh, teal. There we go. Alright, so we have teal, Monstral Green. I know teal is more of a blue-ish, but I'm going to... I have ideas. I have ideas. So I'm going to get an angle brush, and I'm going to get some of this Monstral Green. More. More. This is going to encroach pretty quickly on what the edge of my character is going to be, but I need it in here, because the grass is not going to look natural otherwise. So I'm just going to get some of this initial work in. Just start to build this in, because I want it to look deep from the get-go. But I have multiple shades here, because again, I'm going to be working with a concept And that concept is, you want to get as much natural going on as you can. So we're going to have as much natural going on as we can. I'm not going to concern myself just yet with layering this on correctly. Again, we are working with a concept as we get our piece together. And that's what matters. Building the concept. I realize like some of this I'm going to have to do again. But if I don't have the establishing shot already, I don't know if I'm going to like the way it comes out in the end. So that is what I'm working on. And I'm gonna think about it in kind of that photography mindset. So as you can see, I'm just building in where a bunch of this grass is going to be. Since I'm going to use some of the same colors later on, I want to have these greens already present. I want to have these beautiful greens already here. Alright, now that I have all of that in, we are going to move on because I have a bunch of greens. But as far as my character within this grassy field taking kind of like a nap, we have that establishment already. We have this kind of being established. We can see it already. There's a lot going on. I see what I have to change. I see what I have to do. It's okay. I'm going to grab another brush and I'm going to go for my next green. Now this is a much stiffer brush. Which should come through in the way that I'm doing this. And I'm getting this different green in here already. But this is going to begin breaking up our background. And the faster I can have a real background in here, the better. Or at least the faster I can have the architecture of what's going to be my background, the better. But a stiffer brush for this bit. I don't need as much of it this time. I will be putting more grass in later. More grass and greenery. But if I don't establish this now, as I said, it's not going to look right in the end. And I want it to look right. I want it to look right. I want it to be right. I want it to feel right. Alright, we have one more green and a blue to put on. As our dreamer rests within a field, considering their life, considering where they are, what they're doing. Alright, I'm going to grab a round brush for my Viridian. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone there. Getting used to it. Getting used to it. Alright, and then I'm just going to roll right on over to my teal. Because the Viridian and the teal are going to create a nice matchup. So, we already have all that. Wow. Oh. And that's going to improve everything once I get back to it. But we already have Okay, there's some spots I need to cut in here. I can see that. But we already have a lot established. And with all of this established coloration and form, with everything we have here, our dreamer is beginning to take form. Our dreamer is beginning to take form. And that's what I need. Alright, so I already have that gold and everything on there. I'm going to grab some yellow ochre really quick. Now yellow ochre, you know, this isn't going to be the best for everything on this character. But our dreamer needs tone variance. So, just a little yellow ochre. I'll start to do just that and add in some tone variance. Actually, while I do that, alright. So already, we have a lot. But wow, like, short amount of time, this is already really nice. Really, really nice. So there's a couple spots I'm going to hit really quick because I want to start to fill them in. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to jabber your ears off. I'm going to get some of my Bimini blue. Now that I have my Bimini blue, I'm going to get that in where the clothing is. This is going to be the base color for this top she's wearing. I really like the way Bimini blue looks. I know I'm very preferential to certain paints, but I also think that's perfectly fine. We all have preferences with things, right? You know, we're going to start off really flat, but that flatness is going to lend itself to what will become beauty. This is the joy of art. To explore, to create, to make and to dream. unlike a lot of other things that I'm doing, you know, we're not going to have everything complete. We're just going to be going through and really getting into it. Wonder what she's dreaming about? Well, thank you very much. You know, I do sometimes just jabber a lot. You know, gibber along, jabber. But in the summer, you can just lay out and feel life and the sun. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not always the biggest fan of the sun, but you know, I do love the idea of just laying in the grass, just feeling that wonderful release. I'm going to grab some raw umber here. You know, sometimes we just need to go outside and to release and to lay in the grass, and sometimes we need a fair bit more. What is she dreaming about? I mean, it could be anything, really. It could be anything at all. Is she dreaming about happy days? Is she dreaming about things she had wished she had done? Is she dreaming of tomorrow? We don't know. And I'm not going to infer a dream upon her. I don't think that's my place. Well, I guess that's subject to some opinion though, right? I created her, so I guess I could give her any dream I wanted. But why strip her of the ability to make her own dream? Or for you, right now, to give her a dream? You could be the one who gives her a dream. Art is not all about me. When I say that, I really mean that, you know, the artist has a place in their creation, but they are not the entirety of that creation. Once I'm done with this and I release it out into the world, it's yours. And once it's yours, you can do with it what you wish. It's one of the beautiful and frightening things about being an artist. The moment I'm done and I give it to you, all of you, it could become anything at all. Anything at all. Alright. Now, we have to be mindful of what we make. We have to be mindful of the things that we put into the world, but I don't think you can expect me to know the consequences of all my actions any more than I can expect that of you. So I'm trying to use a pretty limited color palette here for a lot of this early work. I don't want to You know, really push too much in here. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm sweating my buns off. I'm gonna make these a little bit darker right here. It is gonna lighten up as we go. But for right now, it's about to become really dark. I need to put some really dark shadows in here. While I'm at that, a little brush. There's going to be a lot of really dark shadows. Right now, again, I'm just starting to fill in more of those detail areas. We're going to come back to all of this and really make it all make sense. But right now, there's just some spots that I have to put a little more into. I'll build up the actual interior of the ear more later. That's pretty good right now. At least I think so. Oh, I tell you what, I have a good sweat going. I have a good feeling going. Alright, I need a little amber brown. Now that's originally what we started with the hair. But what I'm doing is I'm pulling back a little bit, so I don't want to change brushes necessarily. Actually, just that's just a little bit I needed to lay in here. Everything's going to make more sense as we go. Everything. Alright, and now, I'm going to take a really old flat brush. Oh. Talk about having some fun. Alright, so we have the bottom garment, the top garment. We have a lot of implied shadow right now. We have a lot of actual shadow right now. We have a lot going on all over the place. So the very next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take some white, some blue, some ochre, just a little bit of the
but a little bit of blue and ochre are going to be mixed with that white. That's going to become the very cool undertone of the hair. The very cool undertone of the hair. Not the hair, the skin. Ochre, blue, and white. We're going to see how this looks in just a second here. I'm going to be using a large flat brush again.
Just making some choices. The good thing is, you know, it's still early enough on.
I don't have to stick with any of this. As a base,
That's not terrible. I can see where it's going to fall short. But that's, you know, one of the reasons we're doing this now. To see, like, is this going to work? Is this going to look awful? This is going to actually work for creating a very nice architecture to work from. When it comes to certain parts of our work, we need just that architecture. So, that is what we're working on. Architecture. It's not perfect skin, in fact, it's very mediocre skin at best. But we don't just start and then find our way immediately. We don't get to create something perfect without first creating something imperfect. And actually, I should probably just go ahead and say, you know, we don't get to necessarily create anything perfect. Art is journey and joy and curiosity. But perfection? Well, I have my doubts on perfection. But one of the biggest things that this is going to do is it's going to give me, as I said, more architecture. Because if I want something that looks good, I have to have something to build off of. Oh, hold on.
want more white.
Want more white. White, white, white. I think that will improve things. In fact, it could improve things. I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to improve anything, but we're going to do it. You know, we're still pretty early on in whatever this is going to be. So, our dreamer laying in the grass, enjoying sun, summer, yeah. Now, because there's so many spots of this that are pretty wet right now, you know, we don't have a perfect kind of words. I'm going to make those words work. We don't have perfection here. What we have is creation and that wonderful time when the creation is still being born. Our dreamer is going to go through stages of creation where we slowly pull her out of the canvas and make her real. And that does mean we have to get messy. We have to get ugly. We have to let things happen that maybe we don't like. I like art because it's not an immediate, straightforward process. I like art because it requires of us a certain amount of really intense decision making. And as we make more and more intense decisions, we make mistakes. We make headway. We make our way. There's going to be a lot to do, and there's going to be a lot more decisions to make as I go. But I would say for our first hurrah with this character, with this painting, this is not bad. I do have a bunch of stuff I need to fix. We're going to fix it all as we go. And I know not everything's perfect, but it shouldn't be. We have no Control-Alt-Delete. And there's a very specific reason I'm using that comparison. Because that's something that oftentimes, we just wish we had. The ability to be like, no. That is not what I meant to do. It's not what I meant to do. Why did that happen? Don't get me wrong, I'm actually really grateful for the idea that we can just redo things that didn't work out right for us. But when it comes to art, I like that I can't. I like that I can't undo things with a snap of my fingers, that I have to really, really make some intentional, deep choices and make the piece I want. Make the piece I want. Alright, and that's what we're going to be doing here. Now, normally I would go ahead and I would stream for another half an hour. Unfortunately, I am sweating so bad I cannot keep doing this, and this is a big canvas, so we're going to have to let it sit. What I might do is, I might do an extra stream tomorrow. Like a bonus stream. Just because dealing with the heat today is, well, it's a lot. And of course, you know, my hair is just becoming this super curled, tangled mess. Like the heat is just pulling it into just unmanageable curls. And I am sweating so much. But that's going to help my painting dry. It's going to help all of this settle, sit, and become a little more permanent, so that we can get back together for the continuation of this piece. I'm already having a ton of fun. I hope you are having a ton of fun. Now, before I get going, I'm just going to remind everyone that, again, if you go to my website, which there will be a link either in the description of the chat or somewhere, you go to my website and you buy anything more than $100, use the code BDAY and you'll get 17% off for the rest of the month. It's going to be awesome. And that's how I'm going to, you know, celebrate my birthday with all of you. Alright, take care, be excellent. I am out of here though. I am way too hot to keep going. So, thank you so much for your support and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody.